Hello and welcome to our operator interface overview. This is Dan from EDM Academy, and today I'm going to take you through the entire interface of Ableton's native operator instrument. Let's get started. Operator employs FM synthesis as the basis of its sound generation. In FM synthesizers, one oscillator is used as the basis of the sound, while the rest of the available oscillators are used to modulate the frequency of the first one. Let's take a look at how this works in Operator. On the left are 4 oscillators. By default, Oscillator A is the only one with its volume level turned up. This is the basis of our sound. As we can see in the middle display, this is simply a sine wave. Now let's click on Oscillator B. Once again, we can see that this is set to a sine wave. As we turn up the level knob of Oscillator B, we will hear what it sounds like when a sine wave is modulated by another sine wave. Now, if we turn down the volume of Oscillator A, there will be no sound, even though Oscillator B's volume level is still turned up. This is because Oscillator B isn't actually outputting any sound. Its only job is to change how Oscillator A sounds. The default configuration of Operator is that each oscillator is modulated by the oscillator before it. So if we now turn up Oscillator C, it will modulate B, which will in turn modulate A. By clicking on the Routing tab, we can change how this configuration works. Next to the default, we can see several other routing options. On the far right, you can set Operator's oscillators to all work independently, each outputting its own sound without being modulated by another oscillator. This option will effectively change Operator into a traditional subtractive synth, much like Massive. In the middle, there is an option to make B, C, and D each modulate A instead of working as a consecutive line. Let's stick with the default for now, since it's the easiest to follow. Each oscillator tab contains a coarse and a fine knob, which control the pitch of the oscillator. At a coarse value of 1, the oscillator will output the exact pitch of the note played. At a value of 2, the pitch outputted will be 1 octave above the note played. The fine knob can be used to finely adjust the pitch between octaves. When you select Fixed mode, the coarse and fine knobs will change to frequency and multi knobs. In Fixed mode, the oscillator will play the exact pitch selected by the frequency knob, regardless of what note is played. This can be useful when used on the higher oscillators to maintain a certain modulation sound. The multi-knob will multiply the frequency knob by the amount specified. Finally, each oscillator can be turned on and off by clicking on its colored letter button. Okay, that covers the basics of the oscillator tabs. In part 2, we'll be looking at the in-depth oscillator options located in the middle section.